Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely massive: the historic dismantling of a 140-year-old industrial giant, Honeywell. We're going to explore the timeline, the sweeping portfolio transformation, and the massive strategic benefits behind this unprecedented corporate breakup. Let's get right into it.
So, is the era of the everything company officially dead? For decades, companies like 3M, GE, and Honeywell, well, they defined global industry by doing a little bit of everything. But you have to wonder, in today's highly specialized, ultra-fragmented global economy, has that model of massive complexity finally maxed out? It sure looks like it.
Simplification always creates more value than complexity. That's from Honeywell's CEO, Vimal Kapur, and he realized this firsthand. He understood that shifting away from the old model, where sheer scale somehow mattered more than actual focus, was literally the only path forward. To grow fast today, your strategy has to align tightly with powerful market trends. And let's be honest, you simply can't do that if your attention is split across a dozen unrelated sectors.
Section 1. Death of the conglomerate. Activist pressure meets executive vision.
Picture this. It's October 2024. Just as Vimal Kapur was preparing to address 200 of his top global executives who had just flown into Charlotte, an activist letter drops from Elliott Management. The letter demanded a dramatic split of the company's totally uneven portfolio, specifically calling to separate the aerospace and automation divisions to fix inconsistent financial results and a lagging share price. Kapur actually read this letter right before walking out on stage. Talk about timing, right?
You have to walk 100 floors. That's just the brutal truth. If you stop, it will slow down. What's really fascinating here is the unglamorous reality of actually breaking a giant company apart. Kapur looks at it as an act of intense program management. I mean, think about trying to perfectly separate massive internal systems, like global payroll and IT, across thousands of employees. You can't just almost pay someone, right? It has to be flawless. Like he says, you have to walk 100 floors, and you just got to keep walking.
Section 2. The breakup timeline, executing the separation mechanics. Now, we're looking at a timeline that shows the rapid, disciplined execution of the split. October 2024, activist pressure begins. From that initial catalyst, a dedicated separation management team really went to work. By early 2026, boom, Q1 divestitures are announced to clean up the portfolio. Then, on June 1st, 2026, bold new brand identities are unveiled. And the whole thing culminates on June 29th, 2026, with the highly anticipated final aerospace spinoff.
$20 billion. That is the staggering amount of spin financing serving as the crucial fuel for this move. Honeywell secured this massive capital injection to give the new aerospace entity immediate scale. This allowed them to instantly pay down existing debt and lock in solid investment-grade credit ratings right out of the gate. That's a huge deal for a newly independent company.
You'd totally expect a massive corporate divorce like this to cause financial chaos, wouldn't you? But despite the distraction of the breakup, some temporary aerospace supply chain headaches, and even revenue headwinds from the Middle East conflict, their underlying business engine just kept humming. Q1 2026 performance? They hit plus 2% organic sales growth, led by building automation and aerospace. Their segment margin expanded 90 basis points to 23.3%, and their total backlog up 15% to over $38 billion, really securing that future runway. But this transformation, it wasn't just about spinning off aerospace. To prep for the split, management aggressively pruned the rest of the portfolio. The simplification actions included divesting Productivity Solution and Services, or PSS, along with their warehouse and workflow solution business. At the same time, they acquired Johnson Matthey's Catalyst Technologies. The strategy here was super deliberate. Clear out the clutter, making absolutely sure the remaining entity is a true, highly focused, pure-play automation company. Section 3. Meet the new brands. Two focused powerhouses. So let's meet them. First up, Honeywell Technologies, keeping that classic HON ticker. Their focus is all about driving the industrial world's transition from basic automation to AI-driven autonomy and industrial tech. Standing right next to them is the newly spun-off Honeywell Aerospace, trading under the new ticker HONA. Their focus? Being a pure-play aerospace supplier dedicated strictly to the future of aviation. Let's talk about autonomy for a second. For Honeywell Technologies, this strategic shift is profound. Autonomy is the ability of industrial systems to operate independently, which marks a huge evolution from basic automation. They're moving past the days where machines just do repetitive tasks. Now they're leveraging AI to drive fully autonomous solutions, giving customers unprecedented precision and efficiency. It's a total game changer.
Section 4. The power of focus. Strategic benefits of specialization. Free from all those old conglomerate distractions, Honeywell Technologies has a clear strategic focus. They can singularly home in on sensing and measurement across both medical and industrial fields. They're expanding into utility metering and gas detection. And what's incredibly timely right now is their focus on the surging demand in data center and healthcare verticals. They're pushing advanced digital monitoring and AI-powered growth to feed massive, energy-hungry AI data centers.
$19 billion. Over on the aviation side, this massive backlog highlights absolutely incredible demand. What's vital to understand here is that Honeywell Aerospace's growth is currently only constrained by acute mechanical supply chain bottlenecks, specifically for engine and power system parts, not by a lack of market appetite. The demand is out there, and it is roaring.
So, as a fully independent entity, Honeywell Aerospace's strategic focus is locked in. They can finally dedicate all their resources to fulfilling global defense replenishment and sustainment, while also capitalizing on really resilient commercial flight hour demand. More importantly, they can focus entirely on overcoming those acute mechanical supply chain constraints we just talked about, all while driving the future of aviation electrification and autonomous flight.
Jim Courier, the president and CEO of Honeywell Aerospace, puts it perfectly. We will be uniquely positioned to innovate faster, move with greater agility, and shape the next era of aviation. That right there, that perfectly captures the ultimate goal of this whole transformation. Agility and speed have officially replaced the sluggishness of the old conglomerate model. By breaking apart, they can react to their specific markets faster than ever before.
Section 5. The era of specialization. A blueprint for modern business.
The $18 billion brand legacy is not disappearing. It is being channeled into laser-focused, specialized growth. As we wrap up this explainer, it's pretty clear that a 140-year history isn't ending. Instead, it's compounding its value by breaking apart. It's a highly calculated move to align perfectly with fast-moving technological trends, proving that in today's market, you absolutely have to be highly specialized to win. Which massive global conglomerate will be the next to splinter in this new era of specialization? I'm going to leave you with that final thought. If a true titan like Honeywell recognize that hyperfocus is literally the only way forward, which massive corporate empire is next on the chopping block? Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes on the markets because it is going to be fascinating to see who splinters next.